What's up? Straight to the point. Let's get right to it. Um, Not playing no games today. Make sure you hit the like and sub to the channel. Also hit them notifications, all that good stuff. Share the video and salute to the whole entire Lions Den basketball as well as boxing community. Um, I also want to give a shout out to all of my subs rocking with me, day ones, as well as my new subs. Um, let's get right to it, man. Last night there was only one NBA game. It was dominated by the headlines, um, pretty much of what's going to happen today. That everybody's been anticipating today is the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, which I'm excited for it. I'm probably like everybody want to kind of speculate whether this is real or not and everything, but I'm super excited for it. What's up with it, Steven? Ted, see y'all in here, man. Um, going. I am gonna be doing another workout session tonight. Tonight we're gonna be doing shoulders, traps, and back. So I put these workouts on. I put it on straight to the point, um, so y'all could get a glimpse of what I'll be doing. Um, on my other channel on the Fly Fitness and Nutrition. And basically, what I'm telling y'all asses is to get up, get off the couch, get up under that iron, get up on that treadmill, uh, start moving your body, man. Get your body right, man. You know what I'm saying? Both inside and out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to start getting right. We got spring coming around the corner. I know some of y'all trying to reach y'all fitness goals. So, um, the Dallas Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks are on a losing streak. They took an L yesterday to Utah of all teams. Um, they've been losing some close games in the clutch. Of course, the one game that stands out in my mind is when Golden State had came when they went on a 10-0 run towards the end of the game, and we all know that Dallas had that game. They had it on lock, but let them back into the ball game, and Steph Curry pretty much had taken over the game along with the other players. Dallas Mavericks. I know it's still early, man, but and usually sometimes Dallas they're known for this, especially Luka. They start off rather slow, and then they start to heat up toward the end of the season. But Ted, I'm here to tell you, man, that that's not going to happen this season. That's not going to happen this season. Um, you know, you have a lot of teams, man, that really want to they they want revenge for what happened last season, and the one team, Ted, that stands out in my mind, and I'm talking to Ted because he had Dallas as the favorite to go to the finals. I think he's still rooting for Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, too, this year too. But they're not playing like a team like that wants to win a that's hungry for a championship because they lost the the previous season. They're not playing like that. On defense, they're They're not playing the type of defense that they once did. Last season they were known for their defense, especially when you talked about lively, um, better effort that was given from Luka. But they really have not been playing the Jason Kidd style of basketball that they have supposed to been playing, and they're losing the teams that they're not supposed to be losing to. Um, my feelings is this, and I know this might sound crazy. I think by them losing Tim Hardaway Jr., I think that might have cursed the Dallas Mavericks. Now, let me tell you why, man. As good as Jason Kidd is as a coach, Jason Kidd has a problem with holding grudges, and I said that last season. I said that last season. He has a problem with holding grudges. Now Tim Hardaway Jr. has found a home over there in Detroit, at least for now. Tim Hardaway Jr. is now having fun again um, with the Detroit Pistons. It seems like he's having fun again. Detroit is actually winning. They're in play out position, kind of going up and down or whatever. But nevertheless, Detroit is doing a lot better than what they did last season. Now I know some people are like, "What does Tim Hardaway Jr. leaving have to do with the Dallas Mavericks?" Tim Hardaway Jr. man is, if y'all don't know, man, he's a locker room guy. Tim Hardaway Jr., even though that they were going through what they were going through last season, Tim Hardaway Jr. really got along with his teammates. He just didn't get along with Jason Kidd. And I think that kind of rubbed a lot of the players, the wrong way. Um, I don't think Luka was particularly happy about Tim Hardaway Jr. Leaving, because you got to think about it. Luka and Tim Hardaway Jr. He had been there since Luka had got to Dallas. Those are my feelings on it too. I also feel like this too, as well. I feel like this too, Ted, as well as Steven. I feel like this too. Dirk Nowitzki being an advisor there, and Michael Finley being in the front office, in terms of the international scouting or whatnot. I felt like they really could have stepped in and intervened and really got some shit out on the table to keep Tim Hardaway Jr. there. To try to bring some sort of um, good communication between the two, especially Dirk Nowitzki, being that he played with. Yeah, I really he does help the team. He stretched Clay is gonna help any team naturally. Clay is gonna help um, any team naturally. I also want to give a to the Carcino for Life. This Carcino for Life, one crack news. He was in the hospital. Um, Shout out to Carcino, man. He always let me up on his panel um, every now and again or whatnot, man. But salute to Carcino. I hope he has a speedy recovery. I know he was out. He went to the hospital. He had something going on and stuff, but hope everything's all right, man. But anyways, you said Singer and J Kidd wasn't truthful to him. Well, Jason Kidd wasn't. Listen, everybody wants to sit up here and to answer your question about Klay Thompson, Stephen. Yes, Klay Thompson does help. Klay Thompson is going to give you shooting. Klay Thompson was shooting. He shot over 50%. Um, he shot well over 50% from the three against the Golden State Warriors. And I focus on that game because that's the game everybody wanted to see how much of an impact Klay has, well, when he did have, the type of impact that he did have with Golden State, and now that carries over to Dallas Mavericks. A lot of people wanted to see what they were lacking, but unfortunately, Steph Curry, he had to, he took the game personal, which is what you're supposed to do. Okay, we all hated to see that. Nobody wanted to see Klay Thompson, and nobody wanted to see Steph Curry in two different jerseys. But it's life, you know what I'm saying? And it is a business, and they are competitors. Klay is a highly competitive guy. He does not like to lose. You can see it in his face. When Klay doesn't play well, he really beats himself up. He's kind of like what Jerry West was. A lot of people don't know that, but he's really hard on himself. That's why Klay Thompson is my favorite player on the Warriors, and I love Klay's style of play. Does he dribble a lot? No, he doesn't need to. He's a catch and shoot, but the one thing that I really appreciated about Klay Thompson is his defense. And you got to think about it. Klay being 6'7", 6'8", he could pretty much guard multiple positions, especially in when he was younger, before the Achilles injury and before the ACL injury, before the knee injury. Klay Thompson was mobile, and sometimes Klay Thompson would guard power forwards too. So the ability of Klay was very beneficial for Golden State. So yes, to answer your question, Stephen, yes, it does help Dallas out, but they all have to get on the same page. You're throwing in another Hall of Famer who has to have his touches when we talk about Klay. And you already have a Hall of Famer in Luka, and you already have a Hall of Famer in Kyrie. Yeah, but the fans just want another championship. To be real with you, Ted. The fans just want another championship. They could care less. They could care less about what transpired. They just want another championship, and that's the bottom line of it. The bottom line of it. But responding to Ted and what he had to say, I'm kind of going all over the place. But Ted brought up a good point. Jason Kidd wasn't honest, and I got on Jason Kidd. A lot of people were against me in this situation. They were saying Tim Hardaway Jr. He's no good, and Tim Hardaway Jr. Even you, Ted, and Steven, y'all, when we were talking about the finals, y'all were flaming Tim Hardaway Jr. But I'm saying, first off, if you go look at the amount of minutes that Tim Hardaway Jr. was playing, like Tim Hardaway Jr. was always good for at least 30 minutes, sometimes 30 plus minutes, sometimes 40 minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr. minutes had dropped, and then it got to a point where he did not play at all. You know what I'm saying? And then you're asking a guy who was one of the better 3-and-D guys in the league Okay, especially when he wasn't injured. You're asking a guy to come in there and automatically be in rhythm in the playoffs after not playing, and then you stick this guy in there in the middle of a finals when he barely had any play. You're yanking him in and you're yanking him out, but then you're saying, "Oh yeah, we can't use him or anything like that." That's wrong. Tim Hardaway Jr. used to be a starter. He was starting at one point. He was in the starting rotation. I would have taken, like, the only knock I had on Tim Hardaway Jr. was his injuries. That's really the only thing that you could say about Tim Hardaway Jr. But he always works to get back. So I'm not going to sit there and flame Tim Hardaway Jr. if he's not shooting the way that some people want him to shoot and stuff like that. You got to give a sense of realness to the game too. You can't sit there and treat that guy like an AI robot and expect Tim Hardaway Jr. to automatically come in. No, he has to have a rhythm. You're playing against a Boston Celtics team who has I would say four elite defenders out on the perimeter. Okay, let's put that in its proper perspective, right? You got Derek White, who could pretty much guard multiple positions. You got Jaylen Brown, who could guard multiple positions. Jason Tatum could guard multiple positions. Drew Holiday can guard multiple positions. And don't get me started on the interior, because they're a physical team too. That's with Boston, they can mix it up. They can play finesse, or they can get physical, or they can do both. They can get into a half court game. They can get into a full court game. They could just play all out, just straight defense, manage the clock, grind it out type of game, just getting it from the line. That's why Boston is very difficult to beat. That's why we're nowhere near their level when we talk about Philly. That's why Dallas, they're not on Boston's level. Yeah, I think I didn't clown him, man. Well, I thought you did. I thought y'all were getting on him. Well, maybe I was wrong, but I distinctly remember there was a lot of people in my chat really disagreeing with me. There were some people. I went into another channel. There were some people that were they were saying all this disrespectful stuff about Tim Hardaway Jr. But see, now you look at him now. Look at him in Detroit. He's in a situation. He could play comfortable. You know what I'm saying? JB Bickerstaff has been doing a great job of using him. Sometimes it's just a situation that you're in that you need to just go ahead and make that change or whatnot. And then that player will play a lot better. So I didn't agree with Jason Kidd. Don't get me wrong, man. He's still a damn good coach. But like every coach, they have their flaws. Like every player, they have their flaws. And the flaw that Jason Kidd has is, part of his personality. And his personality is he's so headstrong to the point where it's a detriment to the team. He's had friction with Christian Woods, for an example. We all know that him and Christian Woods didn't get along, and that was because of him being in Houston and with Ime Udoka and that situation. So we found out you know what happened there, and then when Christian Woods had got to Dallas because of something personal that he had, he didn't want to utilize Christian Woods while he was in Dallas. And Christian Woods, I like Christian Woods. You know what I'm saying? When he's able to be out there, I don't like all the off the court stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But Christian Woods as a player, I've always had high hopes for Christian Woods. You said the Mavs versus the Pistons will be interesting. The Pistons are going to play you hard, okay? And you got to realize, especially if the Pistons are at home, you already know who's going to have a good game. It's Cade Cunningham because he's from there. He's from Dallas. Played high school ball, a little bit in Dallas. Of course, you know, he went to Florida too. But Cade Cunningham, are you going to be able to stop him? Are you going to be able to stop Ivy? That's another question. Are you going to be able to stop Ivy? You know, they have scorers on their team. Like, the Pistons are not the same team that you've been looking at over the last couple of years. No, that culture is changing. They're trying to get back to a winning culture, which is what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? The Pistons over time have not. They're not known for losing. You got to think about it. They've won in the '80s, going into the '90s. They won. They were always competitive. You know, like in the I would say in the '90s and stuff like that. They had a little down period and stuff like that. Grant Hill came in there, sparked it up a little bit, and had some more down period once Grant Hill left, all that stuff. Then they slowly started building it back up, and then you had the Sheed, Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, Larry Brown era. So, but I think that the Pistons can beat them. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not making a spot on prediction. I don't want you to quote me on that. But the Pistons they're playing like they can pretty much beat anybody right now. You know what I'm saying? And also the Pistons even don't get the record mistaken. Like, a lot of people, they get records mistaken, like, just because they're not 13-0 like the Cavs. This is the thing about the Cavs. The Cavs really haven't been battle tested. You know what I'm saying? That, like, the Pistons have been in dogfights. Hell, they was in a dogfight with Milwaukee, with the Bucks. Remember that? They were in a dogfight with the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I don't like about the Pistons, though, I don't like Isaiah Stewart doing some of the stuff that he's doing. You know, Isaiah Stewart is he's gonna end up getting out of the league, man. I guess you could call him the Black Bill Laimbeer with the dirty stuff that he's doing. Nah, it brings that I don't see. Okay, there's a difference between coming out there setting the tone, being a little nasty. But man, when you're I'll put it to you like this, Ted. Let's talk about Detroit for a second, right? We're gonna just talk about the culture in general, but I want to focus on the Lions, and I also want to focus on the Pistons. All right, let me make this this slight comparison. Indomitable Sue, who played for the Detroit Lions. He was known as a dirty player. You know what I'm saying? he brought a nastiness and a meanness and a cutthroat like attitude to the Detroit Lions, right? But he wasn't out there trying to end the guy's. I would say he's not trying to end the guy's life. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to put a guy at risk. But him stepping on the guy's helmet or something like that, or doing like little cheap shots or something like that. That's you could tolerate that. Isaiah Stewart is grabbing Giannis by the jersey and pulling him back to where, like, Giannis can do an uncontrollable fall and really mess up his entire career. That is dirty, and that's not bringing an edge to your team. That's just being foul and dirty and unprofessional. There's nothing wrong with physical play. If you like when Giannis accidentally had his foot out with Kyrie, a lot of people were saying, "Oh yeah, well, Giannis was being dirty and all this other stuff." In that situation, you can't do anything dirty because Giannis was just doing what he did normally, like getting a rebound or whatever, and then Kyrie just happened to just fall on his foot. But he's literally grabbing his jersey to where he's about to do an uncontrollable fall, man. And he could have put Giannis in a bad situation, but Giannis was cool about it. The one thing I like about Giannis, 9 times out of 10, Giannis is gonna play through it. So Ted, I don't agree with that, man. I really think that, man, you have to, like, if you're gonna play physical, play good physical. Not meaning to hurt nobody type of basketball. Bill Laimbeer, that's why I didn't really particularly care about Bill Laimbeer. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman had got a lot better, but when he first got to Detroit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman was pretty bad, but he got a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Rick Mahorn never changed. Um, Bruce Bowen, he never changed. He was always taking people's feet out. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is real dirty. Jaja Pachulia, those guys right there are really, really dirty, man. But if you got a guy like Alvin Robinson back in the days, Alvin Robinson was just very physical, but he wasn't out there to hurt you. So there's a difference. There's a difference. Wes Unseld, from what I hear, was very physical, but he wasn't out there to hurt you. Charles Oakley, he was very physical, but he wasn't out there to hurt you. But if you wanted to smoke with Charles Oakley, it wasn't a problem because, he knew what came with it. I want to, hey, what's up, Matt? I see you in here, man. I'm focusing on driving, so if I don't get to your comments right away, um, just know that I'm driving. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, we got that tonight. My fault, y'all. Jake Paul, you said the Pistons are trash. See, that's how I know Matt Moses. He doesn't even you don't pay attention to the game, man. The Pistons are not trash, sir. The Pistons are not trash. Cade Cunningham is playing at an MVP level. He's getting multiple triple doubles, and on top of that, the Pistons at one point the Pistons were fifth in the East. I think they went down just a little bit or whatever. They've already won just as many games as they did last year at this point of the season. So they're not trash. They're most likely gonna make the playoffs. So I'm gonna need you to go and go pay attention to somebody, besides the Cavs and besides the Lakers. Yes, I understand that, the Cavs are 13-0 and everything, but the Cavs have not, like I said, they haven't been battle tested. The Pistons have been battle tested. The Pistons have weapons, and once they get Jaden Duran some help, because he's starting, he got to get back into a rhythm. He just came back. The Pistons will be cooking with grease. The Pistons are not trash. Now, if you want to say that the 76ers are trash right now, we're trash, right? We're trash. If you want to say that the Pelicans are trash, they're trash right now. Hell, even the Bucks, you could put them in there because I mean Dallas is playing like trash. They lost to Utah. So no, the Pistons are for real. You're looking at the Pistons like when Monty Williams, where it took they were on a streak where they were about to establish a losing record streak until they ultimately won a game. You're looking at that Pistons, Matt Moses. No, you have to really start watching the Pistons. But see, that's where I come in, Matt Moses. That's where I come in. We got you covered here. You know what I'm saying? I know you probably don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to, pipe down and get to real basketball talk, other than LeBron James, other than the casual basketball talk. No, we're going to talk about the stuff that they're not talking about. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about the Pistons team and let you know about Cade Cunningham. He's playing at an MVP level and can score and assist at the same time. We're going to talk about Dyson Daniels with the Atlanta Hawks, who is really taking over as a better player than Trae Young. Okay? We're going to talk about OKC and SGA, who is really lighting up the West right now and is at the top. Let's get away from just talking about the simple ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3 basketball bullshit. Yo, you changed your name, the real She Craves Latif. I wonder who you talking about, Latif. I'm not gonna put you on blast, man. I wonder, She Craves Latif. I wonder who Latif is about. Nah, listen, man, and Latif, man, listen. I know it's not popular. Listen, what I want to let you know though. Everybody that keeps on talking about the same old thing all the time, it's not going to pan out well for them. Like, if you're talking about LeBron James 24/7, 365, guess what? When LeBron James is getting ready to retire, he'll be out in the next couple of years, so you might as well enjoy it. Um, we've been talking about LeBron James for 22 plus years. There are other guys that are on the come up. Okay, the ratings are low right now. I'm still watching the NBA game. I like seeing Victor Wembanyama. Is this the same NBA as it was in the 80s and 90s? No, but I try to find some value in it and appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna talk about the stuff that don't nobody really want to talk about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You back in the days with the Spurs, everybody was like, "Oh, the Spurs are boring, and the Spurs are this, and the Spurs are that." Oh, I don't like watching the Spurs. There's no excitement. I found the Spurs very exciting because it's like you ride them off, but next thing you know, the Spurs are in the finals. They're in the Western Conference Finals. Tim Duncan is the MVP and all this other stuff. Ginobili, they talking about him. Like they're coming out of nowhere because those guys are taking care of business, and I find that fascinating. You got to be able to find stuff fascinating than talking about LeBron James. What like the storyline is going to continue, and I wish that this guy would hurry up, man. Yeah, and a lot of people don't like that, but the storyline is not going to change about LeBron James and Bronny. Do I want Bronny to succeed? Yes, I do, but we all can see that Bronny is not really highly motivated to play this game. Listen, I'm going to say this, and some people are going to trip out when they say that when I say this. I know plenty of guys overseas right now that would annihilate Bronny James. Like I said, you're talking to a guy that wants Bronny James to succeed. I want to see this young brother succeed. But if he faced some of the competition that I faced, and I faced some of these guys, man, that are young right now, they would annihilate Bronny James. They would seriously in a one-on-one situation, they would blow right past him and dunk on him with ease, or just continuously light him up, no matter what type of defense that you play. If you try to sit there and try to recover and all this other bullshit, it's not happening. And just continuously use him in whether it's in the mid range, in the high post or whatever as a guard, and you know what I'm saying, out on the perimeter, triple threat. Whether it's him having to chase him around, catch and shoot, you know what I'm saying, in transition. Oh Lord, not in transition, guy. Because I know a guy, man. He's actually probably about Bronny James. He's probably about 6 foot, but he happens to love being out in transition like that, to where he could show off his athleticism. I've seen this guy. He's like 6 foot and easily clears the rim. He reminds me a lot of Will Bynum. Just really tenacious. And when he dunks like a guy that's like 6'6". And you're like, damn, how does he jump so high? But he'll literally, no, not. I'm not saying he's a bum. No, definitely. In comparison to the NBA competition, he is trash, a bum, and all this other stuff. Because you're placing a guy who's barely played. You're placing a guy who who was removed, a couple months removed from damn near losing his life. So I'm not saying I've never called Bronny James a bum. Like, but a lot of people that have a lot of anger towards Bronny James, because it's stemming from their hate from LeBron James. And I got children, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there, not that he's a child, but he's a young man still trying to find his way. He doesn't have, really, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. he really doesn't hasn't had a real taste of life yet, really, like life situations. If we want to go there, you know what I'm saying, in terms of personal, but he's not. To me, he could play, but he doesn't belong in that level. He doesn't belong in G League. He doesn't belong nowhere near the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like Cooper Flag, who I criticize a lot. Cooper Flag can play in the NBA. Now, is he gonna come and dominate? That's another question. But you look at Cooper Flag, 6'9", can pretty much. Cooper Flag reminds me a lot of Tom Chambers. They're talking about Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is played pretty good against the USA squad, whether it was a pickup game, whether it was a real game, whatever. He still held his own. You know, they're not talking about Bronny James like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not Cooper Flag, even though, we lost against Kentucky. Cooper Flag had 26 and 12. Bronny James could barely get 4 points a game. You know? He's not a bum, Cypress. And salute to you. But he's not a bum. He's not a bum in comparison to in comparison to the NBA guys. Okay, yeah, I could take that, but a bum to me is not being able, you really can't do anything. You can't even score 5 points in a high school game. But he played decent in high school. He just needs to get better, man. He needs to hone his skills, man. You're gonna have to spend an off season. Like I said, he's gonna have to get another full off season, man, and he's got to get better in some aspects of the game. You know what I'm saying? But if you call him a bum, like I keep telling you, you go guard him. You know what I'm saying? Go guard some of these guys who you calling bums and trash and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bronny James he's hella athletic. But you're not going to just throw a guy in there that averaged 4 points a game. He was demoted to the bench, barely played college season. I think he came in 8 games into the season or something like that. And then you're playing in the college rankings. Y'all get nationally televised and y'all asses is getting blown out. And then you expect to come after a tumultuous season, and then automatically LeBron, with his selfishness, wants to throw him in there, and just so that he could, doing all this stuff to get ready, the NBA workouts and stuff like that, just so that he can fulfill his own destiny. You know what I mean? Like for a couple of minutes or whatever, and then go play with him in Cleveland or something like that. No, nah. If it was a Ken Griffey situation, senior and junior, okay, yeah, I can understand that. But this situation is entirely different. We know that he's not on that level. Like I said, he should be at a JUCO, or he should have went to a JUCO. Played a little bit there. There's no knock on playing at the JUCO. What's it called? DeAndre Jordan, he played at the JUCO. Jimmy Butler, he played at the JUCO. Jimmy Butler played at the JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton, when we talk about football, Cam Newton, he played at Blinn College. Yeah, LJ. LJ, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with junior college, man. Junior college, you at least you're playing, but you sitting on the bench and just watching and them telling you what to do and stuff like that, man. You're talking about playing at your position. You got to think about who you're gonna be guarding. You're gonna be guarding Jalen Brunson. You're gonna be guarding Ivy, who Ivy will cook your ass. You might have to switch it. Hopefully, let's not hope you get stuck on the island by yourself with a guy like Anthony Edwards. You're gonna play against Ja Morant, who is a point guard. You mean to tell me that you're gonna stay in front of Ja, who's lightning explosive, who's very, very tenacious in the open floor, who could pretty much catch a ollie and do all this dynamic shit in the air, and you think that you're gonna jump with this nigga? No. Oh man. What the fuck? Man. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, with Steph, man, and I'm talking about more more so the more athletic guards, but it's just not, like I don't sit there, Cypress man, and say, you know, like to me it's unfair to Bronny, and then we're gonna say, oh yeah, he's a bum and everything, man. That's like putting somebody, man. That's like putting a guy. That's like putting a seventh grader, and then you throw him right into JV or varsity. A seventh grader. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course he's gonna be a bum in comparison to those guys. We gotta put realism. That's what I was saying earlier about a lot of these players and stuff. You gotta put realism into this stuff. We gotta stop getting away from the humanistic aspect of everything. Like you said, a lot of these guys, man, they look at the game, oh yeah, they expect these guys to be robots and stuff like that, or 2K. It's not happening like that. That's why, like, it's silly to me, like, people would call Kwame Brown trash and a bum and a bust or something like that. But this is coming from guys on the internet that are barely, they wish that they could be a little bit taller, wish they was a baller. You know what I'm saying? They really wish that they were at least even 5'8", even 5'9" for that matter. But you're saying that Kwame Brown, who is 6'11", 7 foot, and can spin off of you, dunk on you, can shoot the jumper, can play defense, was the best high school player, and you're saying that he's trash? Like, then go guard him. That's what I'm saying. We got to get into the human element of saying the stuff that you say. I'm not gonna call an NBA player trash. I don't care how bad he might play in the NBA. That same guy that you're calling trash will go to the low your the the most prestigious 24-hour fitness or whatever Gold Gym, whatever, and literally light them up. So Yeah, man. Bronny James, man, he got a lot to learn, man. But that I don't know how I got on that talking about that, but I was talking about storylines in the NBA and stuff. Um, we got Cornelius, man. The court date coming up. Or well, it's his day in court. Um, I don't know where it's gonna be. I want to give a shout out to Real Talk with Tamara. Definitely go sub to her channel. She's been on it. Uh, Definitely go sub to her channel, man. Got a great channel over there. She's from Memphis. She's been on the Young Dolph situation as well as the brother Cypress TV, as well as Street Politics TV, and the brother Alabama Hitter. Uh, you know, those guys have really been on this situation. Ticket TV as well. I can't forget about Ticket TV. Ticket TV has really been on this too as well. Um, but I'm doing the straight gems on this, man, because Cornelius, aka Hot Water Cornbread, because he is in hot water. He's dumb as fuck. Okay, he's dumb as hell for what he did. Um, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and have any sympathy. Like I said, he was dumb as fuck for what he did. And listen, some of y'all might get mad at me for saying what I'm saying, but I stand on what I say. Both of them goofballs were stupid for doing what they did. Both of them. Both of them. They shot a guy, man, with his back turned, and on top of that, uh, you guys, well, especially Cornbread, didn't even know um, who he was. At least he claimed he didn't know who he was or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're loaded up on pills, okay, fentanyl, whatever the fuck. You're a dope head, and you go do some stupid shit like that. Like I said, I hope he gets. I hope he gets the whole book. You know what I'm saying? And I hope he rots in jail. You deserve to. You took a guy. Yeah, you got a daughter, and you might be able to see. Your daughter might come be able to visit you and stuff like that. The only way that Dolph's children will be able to visit for his children to visit him is at the grave site, right? They can't touch him no more. They can't run up to him and hug him and say, "Hi, Daddy." He can't discipline them no more. He can't be at no basketball games. He can't be at no weddings. You know what I'm saying? He can't be nowhere in his children's life. You know why? Because you took them away from him. And when I think about you, I think about the other disgusting motherfuckers out there that just shoot somebody just because. You're doing it because you needed money. You needed the money for your daughter. Think about how that sounds. Think about what the judge is going to say. That's why I said there should be absolutely no leniency, no type of sympathy, none of that bullshit in this situation. None of that bullshit in this situation. You know, everybody's like, oh yeah, well, you know, he got on there, he sang like Patti LaBelle and all this other bullshit. So what? So what? I mean, what is that? How did that make anything better in your situation? So you're trying to sit up here and you're trying to tell me, oh yeah, well, you know what I'm saying, I killed the guy, but this is what really happened. Because I didn't get my money. I only got $800. Well shit, hell, you should have hell, uh you shouldn't have got shit. You shouldn't have got shit really. I wonder if they really didn't give you shit. Look, and I love the fact that they gave you only $800, man, because it made you. Oh, I'm telling. As soon as you sobered up and you realized what the fuck you were doing, I don't feel no damn sympathy whatsoever in this situation. As a matter of fact, I want them to have the worst punishment possible. I want them to suffer like this family that's outside suffering, like the families who had other innocent people to suffer too. Why would you give a guy any type of leniency in this situation? And on top of that, how can you defend this shit? How can you get a lighter sentence? Like, what the hell? Like, there was no self-defense. You know what I'm saying? There was no crime of passion, no love triangle going on. You can't plead fucking insanity. You can't do that shit because you knew what the fuck was going on. Nigga, you hopped out of the car. Like, ambitiously, really trying to take somebody's life out or whatever. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing with the gun. You know, at least, you know what type of gun you shooting. You could tell that he never shot that gun in his life. Never. But you expect the court to be lenient or grant you some sort of leniency over what the fuck you did. Oh, you think you're being a great citizen? No. Why weren't you a great citizen by going out there and pounding the pavement like other hardworking individuals do? It might not be the cool thing to do, but it sure as hell would save you from spending the rest of your life in prison. Now, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be somebody's wife in prison. Now, you're gonna be up in there, you know, folding the clothes, and if you're not, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Then on top of that, you gotta think about the people that were Young Dolph fans up in there. You know what I'm saying? So they might feel a type of way. You know what I'm saying? So, they're not gonna feel no sympathy for you. You getting your ass whooped and stuff like that. I hope it happens. I hope, yeah, up in there braiding hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel no sympathy for you. You know what I'm saying? You knew the price. You knew the price that you were going to have to pay. I don't want to hear none of this, oh, he was high and all this other stuff. Oh, yeah, you was high. You was high. Yeah, you was high, all right. But now you done came off of that shit. You see, when you on that shit, you don't know what the fuck you doing. But I beg to differ because you really knew what you were doing. You have to have some sort of sense, and I'm not gonna say the best common sense, but you had some sort of sense enough to go out there and try to do what you could for your daughter. So why not use that for something else? Why not do something? Look, go work at a fast food restaurant. Hell, but like, be a man. Like, okay, I've had to tell my daughter, hey, Daddy not gonna be able to have, you know, this gift on such and such day. I'll get it to you on another day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Man up and be a man and be like, look, I'll get it to you later. But no, you want to sit there. You want to think that you're doing something very, very prestigious or admirable. And look what you've caused. And then shout out to Cypress TV because he said this. Cypress TV said, man, you sparked a big ass war in Memphis. That, like, you pretty much put gasoline on the fire of a war that was already taking place. So really, you really amplified a lot of things Um, and you really were the cause of a lot of bodies that were dropping and all of this other stuff. So not only do you have a city that's torn apart partly because of you, you have family that are torn apart. You know what I'm saying? You have nobody's winning in this situation because you both of y'all went in some sort of box. Dolph unfortunately lost his life. He's in a box 6 feet under, and now you about to go in the box for the rest of your natural life. There should be no leniency, sympathy, empathy, uh, no feeling sorry for this guy. None of that stuff, man. None of it. None of it. And I know people are gonna, they're probably criticizing me, probably saying that, oh well, how could you be so insensitive and all this other stuff? Was he insensitive when he shot Dolph and seeing how he was falling to the ground and had no way of getting any help, and he bleeding out to death? Did he have any sympathy there? You want somebody to feel sorry for your punk ass because your ass was loaded up on pills and you didn't know what you were doing, and everybody's like, oh yeah, well, they were preying on these young guys. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. These guys were grown ass men. What they did is they got kids and they got responsibilities, right? You you have turned 18. You've turned 18 years old. Um, you've had kids. You have a place to stay. 9 times out of 10, you have a driver's license. You know what I'm saying? You know how to drive a car. You've traveled before. What is my point in all this? What I'm telling you is that why didn't you have the power to say hell no when they approached you with doing this? You had the power to do all this other stuff, to sign paperwork and get this done, to take your daughter to school, or to take your daughter to daycare. You have to sign stuff for daycare. You have to sign her in, sign her out. So why am I going to feel sorry for a motherfucker that had the power to say simply, I'm not doing this shit? You could take whatever money that you're going to give me and shove it up your ass. That's all you had to say. Man, it couldn't have been my cousin. I don't have no brothers and no sisters, but if I did have a brother or something like that, and I felt like he was, because maybe 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna tell you what he's gonna do. I'd have got in his ear, man, and I'd been like, look, you fucking with the wrong people, and you're gonna end up doing life in jail, or you possibly gonna die behind this shit. It took a big uncle or a big homie or something like that to really get in his ear and let him know what was going on. But now you got to pay the consequences for it. Like you needed somebody there that was gonna be there with you with the pills that you were popping, with the syrup that you were drinking, and with whatever shit that you were smoking, to really pour cold water on your ass or whatever and really wake your motherfucking ass up and say, hey, look, wake your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime you're dealing with an addict, that's how you have to come at them. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, don't turn your back on them. You know what I'm saying? But you do got to give people a cold shoulder sometimes. Nah, you're going to work for what you get. Nah, I'm going to take you to Family Dollar so you could go apply for a job. Nah, I'm going to take you to McDonald's. Well, nah, I don't want to work there. I want to get the bag. Nigga, you getting the wrong kind of bag. And then you in prison, most likely you're gonna be bagged up, but you wanna get another nigga bagged up so you could get the bag. Man, get the hell up out of here, man. I don't feel no sympathy for this guy at all. I hope the judge throws the book at him. I hope they put him under the jail. You know what I'm saying? I hope they put him under the jail. What you did was wrong, and now that's why you have a lot of people feeling the way that they feeling. Now, I'm not I'm not feeling it the way like a lot of other people feeling. Like some people are taking it above and beyond. Now I'm talking about he has no shame. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about with people feeling the way about Dolph. Some of these people, they just want to be a part of something. Some people didn't know anything about Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but a lot of people knew that how it was done was really messed up. You know what I'm saying? Him just going to go buy some cookies, for his family or whatnot, and then next thing you know, he gone or whatever, tragedy. But there's people that are doing that every single day, and there's people that there's other people not named Young Dolph that has taken place with them. So like I said, man, I don't feel no sorry. I don't feel no type of sympathy for this guy. I hope he rots in jail. I know some people are like, oh man, you want another brother in jail? I don't want none of this shit happening. Really, like I said, um, you know, the microcosm of the shit. You got to look at it from that standpoint. You think honestly I wanted Dolph dead? No. You think I honestly wanted uh, straight drop and Cornelius in jail? No. Because like I said, nobody wins in this situation. You know what I'm saying? You got these superiors, they're shaking hands, smoking cigars, and saying, "Hey, yeah, man, we got three niggers that are unfortunately gonna go ahead and bite the dust." That's how they think. Three niggers biting the dust. That's how they think. You got one who ultimately lost his life, and you got two. Well, when we count Orange Mount Quet, he most likely gonna be out of there too. No, but seriously though, Ted, that's how they think. And they're sitting there high fiving. You know what I'm saying? Them lawyers probably know each other. Hageman and Paul. Them guys probably sitting there having dinner and everything like that, and he probably saying, "Yeah, this guy thinks that he's in over his head, really, man. If he thinks that he's gonna, get any time or light of day outside of this." That's how they conversate or whatever. So we're just gonna let this we're gonna let this thing play out. We're gonna drag it out, and then we're just gonna shove them up under the jail. We're gonna get our money either way. That's how they think. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about neither one of them, man. They don't care about young Dolph. They don't care about their lives and none of that other stuff. They there to get a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Now, are there some lawyers out there that really, attorneys that really care about, the situation and everything? Yeah, they do. But at the end of the day, man, they want a paycheck. I know it's harsh. I know some people get mad when I say that, but it's for real. They really don't care about what you got going on. I believe that the judge has some empathy on what went on, what I'm saying, with Young Dog, but that's neither here nor there, man. I got to get out of here, y'all. I really thank y'all for pulling up. Make sure you hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notification so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community. Until then, man, it's straight to the point. I'm gone.